Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademola Badmus. If this is your first time, please do not forget to like and subscribe. So I would like to make this the final video for this playlist because the heavy lifting I've already promised I was going to do it, and I've done it already. I have copied the fixture file. I've copied the file in the fixtures folder rather. I have copied the Cypress environment file as well. So, and I've also copied the steps that we used, because the only thing that will be different right now is how to create the inbox and how to retrieve the email in it. So as you can see, everything has been copied. The only thing that is different is this. Now, what will make it different are the things that I actually copied in it. In the environment.json file, I have changed the name. If you have seen the previous video before, this one is no longer email API key, it's now mailslurp. The reason is that the moment we install this, right, Cypress expects that it should be able to recognize the dependency. So in order to recognize the dependency, the first step we will take is we import the mailslurp. We'll import the plugin into the E2E file under the support folder. So that way, when Cypress is loading up everything, loading up all commands and steps, it would have already loaded cypress-mailslurp as part of its command. And when it needs to run it, whether in headless or in non-headless mode, it needs the environment, the API key, which we have placed here. And it only recognizes it as mailslurp API key. That's why the name is important. You can't change that name. You can't change that name because that's what Cypress expects. So, having said that, the other thing that is different is how you create the email here. Now, everything inside here we will still need. We'll still need these three. So, but how do we create it? Remember that we did not create any commands like we did in the other one. So, what do? We call the mailslurp command itself by doing this cy dot mailslurp. We call the function itself. Then we create a then function, right? Let me bring this one down. So in this then function, we of course create a variable that would inherit all the stores inside, all the attributes and properties inside the mailslurp command itself. So once we do that, let me put some space inside so it's a bit neat. Once we've done that, we can now call the mailslurp create inbox method. So once we've called this, we can also now create another then function. Let me move this down as well so it will be neat, and create a variable called inbox to get all the properties. Then we'll create a callback function as well. So at that point, what we just need to do is copy all this. Let me comment it out first, then copy, then comment it out back. So we can copy all that and paste in here, and that would essentially solve our problem. It will insert the email address for us. So we will not need this anymore. Then we can equally go and retrieve the email using the same step. Okay, basically using the same step. So what I will do is I will copy everything here, right? So let me make sure I'm copying the right thing. So I'll copy everything here. I'll just make some changes to it. Then I'll paste here. So instead of creating another inbox, what I'll just need is the wait for the latest email. That's what I will need. And instead of calling this inbox, I'll call this email. So once I have email there, I can equally copy everything here because it will still function the same way. So I can copy everything here. Let me comment it out. Let me copy it and comment it out back. So I can copy all that and paste here. So essentially, this will do the same thing for us. So what we've been able to do is save ourselves time of running the whole thing again. Remember, let's now quickly explain what we've copied. For those who did not watch the previous playlist, we do not need this anymore. So I'm going to just erase that out. Now, what happened here is this. We got the mailslurp command in, and we use the variable. When you use the then function, what it does is it allows you to inherit every property that is owned in the previous command. And the previous command only calls the mailslurp function. So it inherits all the properties. So part of the property that it inherits is the create inbox. So we use it to create the inbox directly. And once it has created the inbox, we use this variable to also inherit the properties of the inbox that has been created. From there, we're able to get the inbox ID and also the email address. Then we're able to type it into the email field. So when we needed the token, since it has created the inbox, right? Oh, there are some things that are missing here. Now that we've had the inbox, the email will need the inbox ID. It will need the inbox ID. It will require a timeout, right? And you can also put a Boolean true, right? Boolean true means that it would check if what you're looking for is the unread file, right? So if it is true, it returns it. I usually leave it there for people who want to actually verify that, oh, is this thing true? So you can have it there, but it ideally just checks that. So now that it has collected all this information, it has collected this, it means it will now wait for the email, the latest email based on the inbox ID that we have initially collected here. We have collected, we created a global variable to collect that inbox ID. Okay, so now it uses that inbox ID to search for the latest email. When it searches for the latest email, it stores the email body in this. Now, usually people use the regex method to just extract from the email body, but regex is complex and it cannot be explained here, and I want everybody to know what we're doing. So we're using a JavaScript object called the DOM parser. So we're going to pass the email body as a text and HTML. Then we use the query selector command to look for the token in the email content, return it as a text. Once we return it as a text, it's a string, but we use the trim command, the trim function, to remove white spaces on it, just to be sure. Then after that, we insert the OTP. Watch the previous video, you will understand why we did this. So the next thing I will do now, in order for us to test it, is just change the values in our steps. Let's change the values that we have in our steps. So let's call this automation 5005, and let's call the last number to 5005, and also let's call this one to 5005. Let's just put everything as 5005. So we have unique values now. So let's run the test and see if it works. The name can remain the same because the name is not unique in this particular scenario. So we come here, we run the test, and let's see if it will work. Yes, it has inserted an email. Yes, and let's see if it gets to the OTP part. Yes, let's wait for it. It has inserted the OTP, and it passed. It showed that the OTP was actually inserted, as you can see. As I'm rolling through it, it inserted the OTP successfully. So this is how it works. Okay, and this brings us to the end of the series. So please do not forget to like and subscribe, and put on your notification bell, because I will also be doing the same playlist for Java and Selenium, and also for Python and Selenium. So for those that use Selenium, there is a way you can use the same mailslurp API with Java and Selenium, and also with Python and Selenium. Bye bye, and see you in the future playlist.